Hi everyone! A sunny beach and sparkling sea are the two things most people dream of while working or studying. A beach is supposed to be a place free of troubles, but sometimes things don't go as planned. Something unexpected can happen even on the beach, and if it hadn't been filmed, no one would believe it. A huge piece of rock crashed down on the beach on the Jurassic Coast in Dorset, the UK. It was the heaviest rockfall in the UK in 60 years. About 1,000 feet or 300 meters of the cliff were damaged when 4,000 tons of rock fell onto the beach. Some fragments were about the size of a car. It's disturbing to think that there might have been people on the beach at that time. Hundreds of people on the beach witnessed the birth and collapse of a whirlwind. The lifeguards were trying to make people leave the beach to avoid getting injured, but most of the people just kept filming the thing on their phones. The whirlwind formed around 10 a.m. and started moving in the direction of the beach, but somehow stopped at a short distance from the coastline. The whirlwind lasted for about 10 minutes and then collapsed, which made the visitors happy. A huge part of a beach in Australia got washed away by the sea, and this wasn't the first such case in the region. In 2015, a trailer, a car, and some tents were just swallowed due to similar causes. The local authorities reported that no people were hurt and no property was damaged by the flood, and warned tourists about visiting this location. A mysterious carcass was washed ashore in Georgia, the United States. The sea monster was filmed by one of the tourists named Jeff Warren. At first, he thought it was a dead seal, but when he got closer, he and his friends saw something resembling the Loch Ness Monster. With a long neck and small head, the dead animal looked like the prehistoric plesiosaur, a huge sea reptile gone extinct. But what that was in reality is still a mystery. A whirlwind can sometimes get really close to people and become a real threat. The visitors of the beach near the Italian town Lecce saw this threatening natural phenomenon with their own eyes. A huge dust whirl started forming at a distance right in the middle of the beach, suddenly got stronger and started moving across the beach to the water. People started picking up their things and running away. Imagine that you're out on the beach chilling, but then a scary-looking sea mine about the size of a giant fitness ball gets washed ashore, and it might still be engaged. Panic, fear, and numbness are the emotions you're going to experience. And that's exactly what happened on one of the beaches in Florida. The mine was found in the area surrounding one of the hotels. After an inspection, the mine was handed over to the US military, and the beach was reopened to visitors. This man managed to film the terrifying moment of a lightning striking the water not far from a beach in Florida. It could have been a disaster if there had been people in the water. Luckily, no one was around. The strong ocean current El Niño often wreaks havoc on the coast of California, but one day it made a fantastic gift to the residents of the town of Coronado. It turned out to be what was left of the notorious Monte Carlo ship that was nicknamed the Sin Ship. Back in the 1930s, at the times of Prohibition, the ship was an island of gambling and alcohol, where the richest men of Europe and America used to throw their parties. In 1936, the ship set sail on its final journey. It got demolished by a storm, and after all these years, the remains of the luxurious cruise ship reached the shore. James Taylor was surfing with his wife Christina in Melkbos-Strand, South Africa, when he saw a giant squid that appeared to be wounded. The man threw a rope to the squid to try to rescue it, but it had a better idea and attached itself to the surfboard. In the end, the giant squid just took the surfboard away and threw the man in the water. A trip to one of the most beautiful beaches in the country almost ended with a tragedy. A giant stone slab crashed down right into a group of tourists that were visiting the Greek island Zakynthos. When another group of tourists arrived at the beach to see the beautiful scenery, they suddenly heard a rumbling noise from above. Giant stones started falling right onto the people's heads. There were nowhere to run, the bay is surrounded by cliffs. The waves caused by the rockfall made 3 ships capsize. There were hundreds of people on the beach at that moment, but luckily no one got hurt. After the emergency, everyone was evacuated from the beach, and the location was inspected by a special dog squad to make sure no one had gotten trapped under the rocks. The visitors of one of the beaches in Mozambique witnessed a tiger shark beach itself. The dangerous sea predator was attracted by a whale carcass stuck in the shallow waters. At first, the shark climbed onto the carcass and couldn't swim back to the ocean. But then the predator and the carcass together got washed ashore, which just blew the people on the beach away. In the end, the shark managed to turn around and swim away, leaving the giant dead whale to the locals, who used it for meat and fat. A group of surfers were taken by surprise when a baby gray whale creeped up on them by the Californian shore. The whale must have just been curious about what the two-legged were doing over there. The 18-year-old Peyton Landis filmed it with his drone. You can see in the clip how the whale gets really close to the beach, where about 24 surfers were waiting for some waves. The whale approached the surfers, remaining unnoticed. At some point, the friendly whale pulled his head out of the water, blew out a fountain, and submerged again. At the sight of the giant mammal, one of the surfers nearly started to panic and tried to move away from the animal. In the end, the whale maneuvered between the surfers and swam away. This woman and her little daughter were playing in the water by the beach. All of a sudden, the woman saw a deadly shark swimming by a few feet away. She picked up the girl and darted out of the water, and it was the right moment to do so. The beaches of South Carolina are literally swarming with snakes, so you always need to stay on guard. The rattlesnake and the water moccasin are most commonly seen in this region. The water moccasin is the only semi-aquatic viper and one of the 21 venomous snake species in the US. The visitors of the Tayrona National Park in Santa Mara, Colombia, had to flee from the beach when someone spotted a crocodile. The fairly big reptile appeared out of nowhere and scared the locals and the tourists away. One of the terrified visitors ran by just a few centimeters from the reptile's mouth. All of the visitors were then evacuated from the beach, which saved the people and the reptile from each other. Most people think that sea lions are nice, cute, and a little clumsy. But are they always like that? Not at all. This video proves that if you get too close to a sea lion lying on the beach, it can start stalking you. Is it aggression or curiosity? The woman decided not to try to find it out and just ran away. It turns out that spearfishing can make one's hair turn gray in a matter of seconds. This man nearly collided with a white shark underwater when he was spearfishing by the South African shore. The predator tried to attack the man several times, but he managed to scare it away and got back to the boat in one piece. And here a giant 2-meter-long white shark is chasing a surfer. The guy's name is Matt Wilkinson. He was one of the contestants of the World Surfing Championship. He was lying on his surfboard not so far from the shore when a 2-meter-long white shark emerged behind his back. The surfer didn't notice it, but heard a splash from behind. The rescue team operating the drone warned Wilkinson about the danger through the speakers. They convinced him to return to the beach. When Wilkinson saw the footage from the drone, his jaw dropped. The same happened on Robert Beach in Plettenberg Bay, South Africa. The 14-year-old Zach Berman was flying his drone and filming the ocean. He had seen sharks before, but never so close to the surfers. The animal is at least 12 feet long. According to the author of the clip, the shark was too deep underwater for the surfers to see it. They were shocked when they saw the footage. That's all for today. So which one of the clips surprised you the most? Feel free to tell us in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.